Hey folks, today we're talking all about mountain bike disc brakes, and more specifically, we're talking about their disc brake pads. These pads are what contain the friction material that interface with your rotors in order to produce your braking force. Now, modern mountain bike brakes are available in a wide range of materials on their pad surface, and choosing the right compound brake pad can have a profound impact on your braking performance and ability. So, today, we've gathered some of our favorite mountain bike brake pads from across the industry to break down all the ins and outs of modern bicycle brake pads and discover which one is best for you, your riding style, and your terrain. Now, mountain bike brake pads typically come in three basic flavors. We have organic, metallic, and semi-metallic. But we're now starting to see ceramic-based compounds coming over from the motorsports world. So let's start over here with organic pads. Organic pads are probably the most common compound found on mountain bike brakes because they are often spec'd as OEM on a lot of brakes. These are also often referred to as resin pads because the braking compound consists of organic materials and fibers bonded in resin. Organic pads are typically going to be the quietest with a much softer bite and smoother feeling lever actuation. Resin pads are also going to be much softer, meaning they will wear out faster, especially in wet weather. On the flip side though, these organic pads are going to bed in very quickly and easily. Lastly, it's important to note that resin pads are also much more prone to glazing when they get heat soaked. So if you're a rider who rides mostly dry conditions, values smoothness and quietness in their braking system, then organic resin-based brake pads are going to be your best bet. Next up, we have these metallic pads. These are often referred to as sintered pads because the compound is manufactured using a process called sintering, which turns liquid materials into solid materials using an enormous amount of heat and pressure. Sintered pads are also going to add a lot of advantages such as a nice strong initial bite, long-lasting compounds, and excellent wet weather performance. These are also going to be much more resistant to glazing. This extra performance, however, will come at a cost. Metallic pads are going to be much louder, they're going to wear out your rotors much faster, and will transfer more heat from the pad into your calipers and your brake fluid. So if you're the type of rider who loves to charge hard, brake late, and you often find yourself pedaling a lot in the wet weather, then a pair of metallic or sintered brake pads will go a long way in optimizing your braking performance. Now, another really common and great option is semi-metallic compounds. Semi-metallic pads are going to try to incorporate what's great from both organic and sintered pads and bring them together under one umbrella. These pads are going to feature both metallic and organic materials bonded in resin, so this is going to give you a better wearing pad with good bite and stopping performance even when the weather's wet. And not only are these pads quieter than the metallic pads, but they also won't wear your rotors out as fast. The best way to think about these semi-metallic pads is a stronger, more robust organic pad. This does mean that these metallic pads are more prone to glazing due to their resin construction. However, if you value good braking performance while still being quiet and you still occasionally pedal in the wet, then a good set of semi-metallic brake pads would inspire a lot of confidence. Lastly, I want to talk to you about these, and these are ceramic pads from MTX. Now, ceramic braking materials are no strangers to the motorsport world, but have just recently started making their way over to the cycling industry. Ceramic pads are going to offer a lot of pretty unique advantages, such as stopping power to match the metallic pads, but without that real strong initial bite. This means that the ceramic pads are going to have great modulation with a very smooth lever feel without sacrificing that braking performance. Ceramic pads also have great heat management and are much less susceptible to brake fade when they get hot. So if you're a rider who needs maximum stopping power while maintaining great lever control and modulation, maybe find yourself a set of ceramic brake pads from MTX. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I hope we inspired you to check out some new brake pads for your braking system. There are so many great options out there, so we're curious, what kind of brake pads do you like to run? Please let us know down below. If you have any more questions about what kind of brake pads work best for you and your riding, please reach out to one of our gear advisors. We'd love to get your brakes dialed. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep pedaling.